This is the front door area of this house. Basically, they've done a mold remediation in this house. But, you know, they did it backwards, and it's not the remediator's fault, it's the bank's fault. Basically, this house has a bad roof on it. And it's leaking water, and they've got everything taped off, as you can see. The doors, see they got all this plastic up, and the doors in the upstairs bedrooms are all taped, plasticed off with this Visqueen. And so I can't see in the attic to see what's going on, but the roof is leaking, and I know that. And the mold, they've already done a mold remediation here, and I did a test and it failed. You know, the mold spore count is still high. And you know, the roof is still leaking, and the reason I know that is because there's water in this plastic. This is plastic on the ceiling. There's a tarp on the roof above, and there's water coming out, okay? So they're never gonna get the mold spore count down in this house to an acceptable level, because the roof needs to be fixed first, and then they need to clean up the attic after that, do a mold remediation inside the attic, and then do the interior of the house. But they've, you know, the geniuses at the bank have decided to make these guys do a mold remediation in the house and try to get it to pass by putting all this plastic up. They've plasticed everything off to try and isolate this certain areas of the house to create a micro environment, you know, and that's just bullshit. Because as soon as you take the plastic down, the mold's going to spread everywhere. So, you know, and it's not the real dangerous kind of mold. It's no Stachybotrys came up in the last mold test, but it's high levels of pretty much everything else. You know, Aspergillum and Cladosporum, and there's a swamp 30 feet from the house, and the roof is leaking. So you got the air scrubbers going. So I'm here to test again, and you know, I don't know if it's going to pass this time or fail or whatever, but you can see the freaking roof is bad. There's my test. It's done, sample complete. But you can see the roof is bad. You know, they got a tarp on it there, some felt, and that whole side of the house over there has got felt on it, which is blown off. And then the roof, the front is bad too. So this house is never gonna pass. You know, and there's a swamp. I want to show you the swamp. The swamp goes, see the water over there, see the shiny part? It comes up in there. It's like a little bay, but I don't want to get bit by a snake. But look at this. You know, there's a swamp, you know, 25, 35 feet from the house. The roof is leaking like a sieve, and some genius in another state who works for a bank decided that they're going to remediate the mold inside the house before they fix the roof or clean up the attic. And you know, all these things combined, you know, make for a bad story, right? So, plus the basement's leaking too. See these downspouts? They got extended way away from the house like that temporarily. When you see that, you know the basement's leaking too. So, all right, end of story. I don't know what the results are going to be this time, but I don't think they're going to be good.